Good afternoon, Musketeers. It's September 7th, 2018. I'm Ivana Dias.
And I'm Lily Walsh. Welcome to our first broadcast of the semester. This is Xavier News.
From the Xavier University Television Studio, this is Xavier News. Your campus, your region, your world. This is Xavier News.
India's Supreme Court unanimously struck down one of the world's oldest bans on consensual gay sex yesterday. After weeks of deliberation by the court, Chief Justice Deepak Misra said the law was, quote, irrational, indefensible, and manifestly arbitrary, end quote. However, news of that decision instantly shot around India. Conservative Christians, Muslims, and Hindus, who often find themselves at odds with one another, fought the ruling tooth and nail. While supporters celebrate the court ruling, activists will now be focusing on the broader issue of equality.
A fraternity at Penn State University held a hazing ritual last February, which resulted in the death of Timothy Piazza. Timothy was only a sophomore when he fell down the steps of the Beta Theta Pi house, heavily intoxicated. Piazza's injuries included fatal brain trauma and a lacerated spleen causing internal bleeding. Members of the fraternity waited 12 hours before calling 911. Piazza arrived at Hershey Medical Center by helicopter and went into surgery prior to his arrival, but passed away the next morning. The fraternity house was reported to have security cameras with visual proof of the entire incident. Phones and text messages were searched that gave clear evidence of the party. A 65-page report was issued by a Centre County grand jury which criminally charged over 18 members of the fraternity. Recently, on February 4th, a settlement with the lawyers and Piazza's parents have been partially released. In an article by John Bacon, he stated, quote, the settlement requires, among other things, that the Beta chapter houses nationwide be alcohol-free by August 2020. It also requires that the national fraternity to support the proposed Timothy J. Piazza anti-hazing law in Pennsylvania that would provide fines from up to $15,000 and imprisonment up to 7 years for hazing, end quote.
4 people were killed and others injured in a shooting at the Fifth Third building in Fountain Square yesterday morning. The suspect, Omar Perez from North Bend, Ohio, was killed by police after a brief gun battle. Perez had a pistol and over 200 rounds of ammunition, says the Cincinnati police chief. The shooting began around 9 a.m. on Thursday morning when Omar entered the loading dock and opened fire before stepping into the lobby of the Fifth Third building. In a news conference, Mayor John Cranley said, quote, this is not normal and it shouldn't be viewed as normal. No other industrialized country has this level of active multiple shootings on a regular basis. I think there's something deeply sick at work here, end quote. This horrific event is the 267th mass shooting since the beginning of this year, compared to 249 at the same time last year.
Applications for alternative break trips are live now on orgsync.com. Xavier students who have participated in trips before can apply to be site leaders and/or participants. First years can apply to be just participants, and the deadline for a site leader application is September 9th, and the deadline to participate is September 21st. Anyone with questions about AB can go to the Center for Faith and Justice office, located on the 3rd floor of the Gallagher Student Center.
Xavier's Theater will be opening this school year with the premiere of Anne Washburn's dark comedy, Mr. Burns, a post-electric play, which was named as one of the best 25 American plays of the last 25 years by the New York Times. Showings are set to begin tonight and play through this weekend. Tickets are $13 for students and $18 for adults. We hope to see you there.
All right, that's all from the news desk, people.
We'll be right back with Lucas Robbins and the Xavier Sports Report.
Welcome back, Xavier Musketeers. The all-too-short summer is over, and you know what that means. Xavier Sports is back. I'm Lucas Robbins, and we'll jump right in with the men's soccer team enjoying an impressive defensive run to start the season. 3 games in, and they have yet to allow a single goal in 310 minutes of play. These resulting matches have had the Musketeers have a 1 win, 0 loss, and 2 draw records so far this season, while facing tough opponents such as number 2 ranked Indiana and number 7 ranked Michigan State. Their defensive efforts will be tested again tonight at 7 p.m. as they will host the crosstown rival UC Bearcats tonight at 7 p.m. in the Crosstown Derby. Let's send the Bearcats back to Clifton with their tails between their legs, Muskies. Shouldn't be too hard, though. UC has yet to beat Xavier in men's soccer since 2010, meaning our unbeaten streak against them is older than Snapchat. In other news, last week Xavier Athletics made a big announcement that David Fluker was promoted to head of athletic trainer position at Xavier. Fluker previously was serving at the interim head coach athletic trainer since Jody Jenke retired in the spring. The Cincinnati-born Fluker is entering his 16th year with Xavier as training staff and is now in charge of the medical coverage and treatment of Xavier's 18 NCAA D1 programs and its 300 student athletes. Upon hearing the news of his promotion, Fluker responded, I'm excited about the tremendous opportunity to lead our sports medicine efforts. We have a state-of-the-art training room and wonderful staff. I want to push us even better and to be leaders of the sports medicine field, academically and as well as practitioners, end quote. Wishing the best of luck to Mr. Fluker in keeping our student athletes healthy and in tip-top shape. Also last week, news broke that former Xavier basketball player David West had retired from the NBA. West was the first active player in Xavier history to get his number retired, which was after 4 years of outstanding play, resulting in him being the 3rd highest scorer and rebounder in Xavier history. And he became the school record holder in blocked shots, free throws made, and double-doubles. And he was also a record-setting 3-time Athletic 10 Conference Player of the Year, and eventually won the NCAA Player of the Year award in the 2002 to 2003 season. On the court, West displayed a fiery passion mixed with integrity and character, which the Xavier broadcaster and all-time leading scorer Byron Larkin raved about, saying, quote, "He's the poster child of what every university wants in a student athlete, a guy who takes his academics seriously, his behavior seriously, and his game seriously. He's an NBA All-Star, he's an NBA champion, and he's done it all his career." They broke the mold with David West. Xavier will forever sell their program around his journey and what he's meant to everyone who's ever played there, end quote. I completely agree with Byron's assessment. West was not only a great player, but he exemplified the values that Xavier student athletes have upheld and demonstrate in and out of games. From all of us here at Xavier Sports, we are thankful for what he meant to the Xavier basketball program and Xavier athletics, and we wish nothing but the best for David West in his post-basketball career. And that will do it for Xavier Sports' first broadcast of the year. Have a great weekend, everyone, and as always, let's go X.
This is Xavier News.